Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, 33 Badger, and I'm here today with something a little bit different. I just wanted to make this video talking to my former students, and I guess anyone that wants to listen as well. Yeah, I'm talking to my former students in the years 2023 to 2024 and 2024 to 2025. Even though I quit mid-year that last one, I just want to say congratulations to my former eighth graders completing their eighth grade year and moving on to high school. I'm really proud of you guys, and I'm so glad that I got to see you one last time last week. I'm really sorry I didn't get a chance to talk to each of you individually, but I only had a short amount of time there, and I didn't want to bother your teachers too much. I'm really grateful the admin let me come in and say hi. I didn't even say anything at all. They recognized me as soon as I walked in, welcomed me, gave me hugs, and it was really nice to see them again. Just I need you guys to know that I remember you and I love teaching you. I talked about you every day, every chance that I get. You guys are still my screensavers. You and my other school. Whew, excuse me. Yeah, you guys, you were a really fun group, and I'm sure your eighth grade teachers also agreed. Teaching English is something I went to college for. I went to college to be a PE teacher, and it was hard to learn it. I mean, it was really hard. I was in a new city. I felt really alone. I had these two coworkers that made life so difficult. But you guys, seeing you guys laugh, be happy, make jokes, and generally enjoy being in my class, it made me really happy, and I really appreciate it. Even though I know some days, the lessons got a little bit boring, or sometimes I wasn't giving it 100%. But yeah, I'm really glad that I got to see you guys again, and I wish I could have spent the whole day there. But life does what it does, and I just wanted to say it again, even though I said it when I left you. I'm sorry that I left, but I needed to come home. I was really unhappy there. I was dealing with a lot of scary stuff. My apartment over in that city, it was one of the nicer ones. I spent about 18 grand on it. It should have been nice, but there was a really bad roach problem. Like I would wake up with, and it's a little gross, but I would wake up like with the roaches crawling on my body, and it was a bad time. I'm really well. If I would have stayed in that city, I definitely would have switched, apartments. But yeah, I mean, it was awesome to be there. I went there to go fish, and well, that was an excuse to just so you go see you guys. But I took my friend with me, and it was a great day. I mean, I got to see. I was really happy to see that a lot of the staff looked as well as you guys. A lot of you got taller. A lot of you got different hair. Some of you are still wearing glasses, which I appreciate. I didn't get to see everybody that used to be in my classroom though. I was really bummed out about that. But yeah, the staff, a lot of my former coworkers, they lost a lot of weight. They looked happier and looked more calm, and it was good to see them in good spirits. It was so good to see them remember me too. I really, really loved working with them. Them and you guys made being there, bearable. I really wish I had spent more time being, a more active and friendly coworker than I did, crying in my apartment. But I didn't want to leave my dog alone. But yeah, I mean, someday you guys are gonna leave your city and you're gonna explore, and you'll decide for yourself, whether or not you want to like move away from your city, you think it's too boring or whatever, or you're gonna move there and you're gonna realize that, hey, I miss my friends, I miss my family, I want to go home, which is what happened to me. Growing up, a lot of people told me that, oh, this place that I live in is really ghetto. It's really boring to do. But you know what? I have my roots here, and I like to stay here. Moving on to my class of 2024 to 2025, those were my former seventh graders that completed their seventh grade year, and they're now moving on to eighth grade. And I'm really sorry that I quitted. That I quitted in December. I loved you kids a lot, and it hurts me so much that I quit. I love seeing you guys, but I was dealing with the situation where I wasn't being helped, and I had to decide between my health or to finish out the year. I know that I said a lot of things, and I was making false promises, saying that I'll be back next year to coach this and that. But that year was always going to be my last year as a teacher. There was so much stress that I was dealing with coaching, learning a new curriculum, having some disagreements with the way that I saw things being done. It was really too much. I promise you that I was probably one of the first teachers there every day. I lived about 30 minutes away from the school, so I'd always get up. I had to get up earlier and drive over there, and I would always get there around five in the morning, and going from coaching in the afternoons to coaching early in the mornings. It was really tough. Like I get the heat index is bad, but I'm not a I'm not a morning person anymore. I really wish I was. It would make going to the gym a lot easier, but I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic. Yeah, just the stress that I had, it was causing me a lot of health issues. And my doctor basically told me that like either you quit or I'm gonna put you on diabetic medication and high blood pressure medication. And I'm not young. I'm 27, but I'm not exactly old either. That's a pretty young age to get put on those medications. So, it was a really hard. It was really hard. It wasn't him that pushed me towards the edge of quitting. It was the situation that I was dealing with you know these two individuals that wasn't being like resolved, and I would go ask for help. I would go ask for help, and nothing would happen. But I'm not going to give away too much about it because I really did like working at that school. I loved the admin. I felt like that was the best admin that I worked for. Um, there was other teachers that I liked working with more than some, but I think it's going to be like that everywhere. And the coaching staff really pushed me to be a lot harder. They pushed me a lot more, and they made me be a better coach. And I was grateful for that, even though some days it was pretty, irritating. But yeah, I mean, going back to what my doctor was saying, I'm really depressed about where my body ended up. I used to be really athletic back, before and during COVID. I don't know what happened, but I just started eating and not working out. Today I went to the gym today, and it was really good. I've been going to the gym. Well, this is my second day in a row that's consistently, but I've been trying to go more and more because of my ACL surgery. I'm trying to get back in shape and get back to MMA. I'm talking too much about myself. I loved you kids. I was so happy to be back back home. Even though my home was 30 minutes away from that school, and I was happy to have a really good group of kids in my classrooms. My classrooms were smaller, they were longer, but there was a lot of and I had the school too. There was a lot of wonderful personalities and talents in there. I had so many gifted athletes, gifted academics, gifted artists. It was it was such a joy to be around you kids, and I really tried my best to make sure that I could be this positive figure that you could always rely on and trust to see every day, because not everybody has that positivity to go back to. And some people's school is the only area where they can get that positive impact, and I wanted to make sure that I was somebody you could rely on and trust. But towards the end, the stress was getting too much. I was getting angrier for things that wouldn't have bothered me in the past, and I didn't like who I was becoming, because when I was in school, I would get picked on by students and by teachers. I remember one time, I want to say her name because fuck her, Miss Ramos, my social studies teacher. This is the last year we were forced to learn cursive, and she my handwriting's bad. You guys are my students, you know this, but my cursive is worse. I remember that I tried to write in cursive, and she saw my paper and grabbed it and said, "What is that?" And she started laughing, and she put it on the board for everyone to see, and everyone kept on making jokes and making fun of me. And honestly, that was one of the worst days of my life. I still remember it. I fucking hate that. Sorry, I hated that lady, and I still to this day I still hate her. I'm gonna move on from that because this is me talking to you guys. But just know that I never wanted to be that to you, and you guys deserved better. I'm really sorry I didn't get to see you. I didn't go see you kids. I would have loved to see you again, but I don't think that school would have allowed me to, since I quit mid-year. I don't think they would have been happy to let me go say hi. I did a selfish thing, and I caused a lot of things to be shifted, a lot of coaches to be moved around. I think I caused a teacher to be moved. I know that, but it was the best decision that I could have made. Teaching has been on a downward slide for a long time. Whether it comes to discipline, student behavior, student comprehension, or even getting support in the classroom. It's only really getting worse. So much is being taken away from education, and that weight is going to be placed on teachers. And it sucks, because if I didn't have that stress and I was paid a little bit more, I would have stayed and I would have, managed the stress better or whatnot. But it's just the way it was. It wasn't. I didn't want to give up, my health, and that's a selfish thing, but it's true. But it's. I feel I have a lot of respect and admiration for my coworkers that stay. I know it's really hard. I know it's really hard to do. Um, you kids, you kids only have each other. Sometimes you will, and I hope that you guys in the future you'll stand up for each other or be willing to help each other understand difficult concepts. I had a few students that would, help me out by helping other students out, and just know that I saw you assisting your fellow classmates, and it really meant a lot to me that you all want to go do that. And I know that you're going to be upstanding members in your community, and you're going to be very successful. Another thing is appreciate your teachers, guys. It's a really hard job to do, and sometimes the toll is too much, and it causes people to quit, like me, like me. Um, but yeah, it's just it's a really difficult thing for me to talk about, because I really wanted to finish that year out. I loved that school. I loved the small classrooms. Not to say that the other school was, bad by any means, but the school, the way they ran things, I liked it a little bit better. The only thing was I didn't like the curriculum that they had over here. I think the last thing that we were doing when I left was advertisements, and that was some of the worst lesson planning that I ever made. It was so boring, but I'm gonna move on. The love I had for you kids, it was along with the love that I felt from you. It was the few things that kept me going in the job. It kept me. It got me to wake up. It got me to go to to go see you guys. It got me not to use on my sick days and stick it out with you until I had to quit. Looking back on it now, my friends are telling me that I should have used all my time. I should have used all my days off before like it was my time to quit, but I really wanted to. I wanted to see you guys until it was over, and I'm really sad that I didn't get to see some of you on the last day. It's winter break. A lot of you would rather just stay home, and I was one of those kids. But I'm really sad that I didn't get to see all of you, and I just know that you're in my thoughts, and I really appreciate you for keeping up with me. Um, yeah, I don't recommend the teaching profession. I don't recommend it anymore. But the feeling that you get when you have a classroom of students that appreciate you, that laugh, that come to your class, that give you high fives, that tell you about their accomplishments, it's such a wonderful and priceless gift. It's something that you have to earn. You can't buy it. And it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like the Grinch when his tiny heart expanded 3 times its size or something like that. But it was one of the best feelings that I ever felt. Like when I would be selected for the jersey or the staff appreciation night. It was I didn't wear it, but I would like cry in my truck. I didn't well, it meant a lot to me. As well as when I went to go visit my other school and just I didn't even know the kids cared. Well, excuse me, that's dumb. I didn't know that they would have remembered me. Excuse me, I shouldn't have said that. I didn't know they would have remembered me. But most classes, as soon as I walked in, they just and I wasn't even dressed. Like I was debating on whether or not to wear my old uniform for work. But I just said, you know what? Let me just go as I am. It's late anyways. Let me just go and just say hi. And I didn't have to change. They all saw me and they recognized me and they said, "Oh my God, it's Mr. Blank." I'm not trying to say my name and get me exposed. But that, like I said, it's such a wonderful gift that you have to earn. You can't buy it. And that feeling that you get, it's what, pushes you along to keep on working. And it's sad because a lot of the admins will weaponize that against you, or a lot of administrations will be like, "Oh, do it for the kids, do it for the kids," and that only gets you so much. Like, I mean, you have to be you have to do things for yourself too. You just can't be selfless all the time, or you'll burn out. I'm sorry to say it, but like it's hard. It really is. But I also want you guys to know that I still have all the drawings and knickknacks that you've given me these past 2 years. two, 3 years. Both of my schools, I had a wall of drawings that was behind my desk that I would show off all your drawings on, and I loved them all. And I would be given like these little ninja stars, and I put them in my binder. I'm always gonna keep them, and I call it my Y binder. I think I told some of you what it was called, and it's just some of the things that keep me going. It's gifts that are so priceless that I would be very, very upset if I ever lost them. But I keep them close to heart. They're in my office now, and whenever I need like a little boost to help me with my classes, I open it up and I remember you guys, and I remember that feeling that you helped me feel. Um, yeah, listen, life is always going to be hard. It's going to get harder actually, but you're also going to get stronger. I promise you that education. I know that there's a lot of conflicting voices on it, but education is very rewarding if you put the work in. One of my biggest regrets was not being, as present in your lives as I could have been, but I loved all you kids, and I tried to be there for all your events, but my body was tired and my mind was so drained. Just know that I valued you all individually for your individual accomplishments and your talents and your interests. I valued all of it. I never wanted you to think that he only cares about the athletes. He only cares about the kids that do well. He only cares about the kids that do art. I wanted you to know that I saw you as an individual and I appreciated you. I know that a lot of you kids are going to take those things and you're going to use them to accomplish amazing stuff. A lot of you have that, and the rest of you have great potential. You just need to apply yourself more. Whether you're shy or you feel like you're not smart enough or you're not strong enough, trust me, you are. You just have to dig down deep and apply yourself. This one goes to my athletes. You guys taught me a lot. I went to college only wanting to be a wrestling, track, or swimming coach. I never wanted to touch football or basketball because of the bad experiences I had growing up. But after coaching football and basketball with both of you boys, that's my 2023 to 2024 and my 2024 to 2025 kids, I fell in love with both of the sports. I had a lot of help in my first time coaching football because I didn't know zilch about it, and basketball was new to me as well. But I had really good mentors, and when it came to basketball, I loved being courtside and yelling the directions and the plays, and it's the closest you'll get to the action besides being a ref or being the player. And my only time coaching basketball, we didn't win any games, but I loved coaching you boys. I know it sucked not to win any, but I know you had a really, really good last year, and I'm so proud that you've taken your experience in the prior year and used them to fuel yourself to have a very positive and successful athletic year. So I do keep up with you with your schools, just so you know. But this past year, it was my first time being in charge of a football team as a defensive coordinator. Well, for for the B team, for A team, I was still special teams and I guess backup. But I put a lot of time into my B team. I loved coaching defense. It was so exciting. I had a great group of athletes, that were intelligent, athletic, and it was. We put a lot. I will say that it wasn't just natural talent. We put in a lot of hours in our defense, and our defense was almost impenetrable. It was at such a high level, and it made me love football. I mean, now I watch football. I never would have done that before, but I just watch it to remember the feeling that I had of being with you kids. Same goes with basketball. But yeah, I'm really glad that I got to be a defensive coordinator and I got to meet a lot of you kids and to see your talent shine. Some of you are really, really gifted, and I really hope you take that and apply it to wrestling. I think some of you are going to be really great wrestlers. If you can take, excuse me, if you can take the skill and displays of power you had during the football season and apply it to wrestling, I think you're going to do amazing things. But yeah, I mean, it was a great year as a defensive coordinator. The only thing was we went undefeated up until district, and I'll be honest, that was on me. It was the biggest event that I was ever in charge of, and I got cold feet. I apologize. I let you boys down. I'm really sorry about that. Just know that I'm grateful that I was able to coach you, and you taught me more than I taught you. I really hope that both of my groups of kids, excuse me, both my groups of athletes continue to succeed in athletics, and I hope my other students, continue to succeed in their field of art as well as academics too. Like I said, I know you guys are going to do wonderful things, and although I might not be able to be present like I would like to, just know that I'm always rooting for you. Lastly, for me, I mentioned that I'm trying to be healthier. I returned to college this past semester to start completing some classes towards my doctorate. If all goes well, I might actually start my doctorate next year. I'm really nervous and excited because I might have to leave again. But if I do get this doctorate, it's going to be worth it. I can do things like put, more money into my community. I can be more of a outstanding, citizen, things like that. I can sponsor, all these fun things for the community. But it's going to take a lot of hard work to get there, and I'd love to keep up with all of you kids, but it's hard now that there isn't the student teacher relationship. I'm always gonna treasure the bond that we had and the rapport that we built. I just can't be as active as I used to be. I see all your messages on my social media, on my YouTube, and I would love to have conversations with you, but just know that I can't. I can answer questions through my YouTube channel or maybe videos on the Insta, but messaging back and forth, I'm afraid is not going to be possible. I'm not sure if I got all I wanted to say off my chest, but I hope this video shows you guys how much of an impact you've made on my life. I hope I've made an impact on yours. I hope some of the things that I taught you, you know, help you to be a more compassionate, empathetic person. And lastly, I just want you guys to know that I'm always thinking of you and I'm wishing the best for you and your future. I'll be recording games again soon. I hope you continue to watch me. I hope you continue to leave comments. I really hope that, you remember me, because I'm always going to remember you. The last thing I'm going to say is good luck next year. Whatever you do, put 100% of your effort into it. Even if things get hard, don't give up. All the effort you put into your time, into your craft, it's going to be worth it. I'm not... I wish I was better at giving speeches, but yeah. I love you guys. Congratulations on completing your school year, and I'll be back with regular content soon. Have a good one.